Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Michael of M.O.D Catering Services. If you've not subscribed yet, please do, and like as well as you watch. So we are going to build a simple structure for a tiered cake. So if you're making a tiered cake, you can go in for this simple structure to secure your cake from the base to the very top tier. So normally, if you are using a threaded rod, you'll have to make sure you drill your board and screw with your nut washers to make sure it's secured. And after doing so, if it doesn't have any stand at the base, there is no way your cake is going to stand flat on the surface because of the nut and threaded rod we pushed through the stand. So we needed some stands to support the base. So after creating our stand, we decided to measure and take the measurement of the center. It was a 16 inches round board, so we needed the center, which was 8 inches. So we are going to drill and push in our threaded rod. Then we secure that with washer and nut. So people call it knot, but anyway, you can just give it any name you want to. So after drilling those two holes, so the design the person requested for, we will need to, if not, we will end up having the dummy spinning around once they try to transport the cake to the venue. So we wanted to make sure it's secured and everything was intact. We had to create 2 spaces in there. So we drilled 2 different holes for the center and make sure it was wide enough to have our threaded rod going down easily, because you have to just rotate it and make sure everything goes through till it gets to the base, so we can add our washers and nuts to secure them. So after drilling, I reached out for my nuts and washers. Then I decided to because of the drill with it, both threaded rod seems very close, so we wouldn't want to take any risks of having to add 2 washers. It wouldn't work. It wouldn't be possible because we will end up having one overlapping the other, and if that happens, it's going to make it loose. So we just had to add in 1 washer to the top and the base as well. So what I normally do is I normally push in my nut first, then add the washer and start spinning so it enters the center of the bottle, it comes to the base before I add in the other washer and nut. If you don't do it that way, after pushing your threaded rod through the board, you'll have to start from the very top and spin till your nut gets to the base. So let's say if you are doing a 40 inches tall, let's say if the threaded rod you're working with is 40 inches, after pushing it through without adding the nut, you'll have to start pushing the nut from the very top till it gets to the base, which is a lot of work. So what I do is I first of all push the nut till it comes to about 3-4 inches. Then I start spinning the threaded rod till it gets to the base of our board. Then I know I already have my nut and washers there, then I can just lock from behind. That's from the base. So I'm just going to keep spinning around. Then I lock it. So as you can see, we have our threaded rod which came out successfully. So we've added the nut, and I'm going to the washer, and I'm now going to add the nut. Afterwards, I need my wrench. So that's what I'm going to use to lock. I need 2. You keep 1 at the base and 1 in front, and you tighten that up. You wouldn't want to make this thing loose because it's going to secure your cake. So you have to make sure it's tight and very firm and stable. It has to be very, very tight, because any least chance, you're just going to mess up your whole cake, which we wouldn't want that to happen. So as you can see, with 1 behind, I'm trying to just make sure I tighten it up from the front. So as you see, once I put in the wrench, I just rotate it back, and when I was done, I gently brought that out. Then I reached out to the second threaded rod. As you can see, the hole is very close to the first one, so I can't add in washers. So all I need to do is just proceed with the nut from the top and from the base. So I decided to drill a little bit more because the hole was very, very small to take our threaded rod. It's a 17 rod with a 17 washer and nuts. So that's what we use for this. And we are doing a 16 inches for a beautiful cake. I did a sketch at the end of the video. You're going to see how the sketch came out. So as I said, you just push it through from the very base. If not, you after pushing your threaded rod into your board, you'll have to start from the very top till you get to the down. So imagine the stress you go through. So you push it and let it up at least 2 inches will be good. Then you start spinning your threaded rod into your board. When you're done, you tighten both sides and make sure they are very firm and stiff. The threaded rod has been well pushed into your board and well secured. So as I said, if you make it loose, you end up disturbing your cake. It has to be stiff and firm. So you're just going to gently push this till it gets to the base. Then we lock both sides with our wrench. And also, because of the design, you could have used just one to secure the whole cake. Then you still need to dowel your cakes afterwards. This is just to make sure you have a whole center piece or center rod, or even if you are making a complicated structure, you need this to keep them intact. So we have it here. We are just going to lock both sides and make sure they are all stick together and not any loose ends. So the design you are doing, we needed two because we wouldn't want the cake or the dummy to be spinning around whilst transporting to the venue. That's why we added two to it, because just one is going to spin around. If you see the sketch I did, with just one threaded rod, you end up having your cake or dummy spinning till you get to the venue. So I had to use two to make sure they are stuck and not moving anywhere till the programs you get to the venue, the program starts, and you are done with everything you went to do. So here we have our sketch, and here we have our lovely structure. It's so easy. Once you reach out for the tools, you need your drill machine, then you need your board, your threaded rod, nuts and washers. So here we have the sketch, and here we have our beautiful structure. Give it a try. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this. I'm Michael of M.O.D Catering Services. Thank you.